Woman who hadn't drunk water for 3 days filled a glass of seawater. Then she poured it all over her face, but that didn't quench her thirst. So the woman drew closer to the water droplets on the steel plate. The taste of the droplets was barely acceptable. She drank it all at once. She collected the rest in a bottle. But after a few minutes, she couldn't stop gagging at the rusty taste of the water. The woman could only soak herself in the water in the hope that it would help. But the truth is, it only accelerates her shock. Just when the woman thought she had no chance of survival. The next morning, it was raining heavily outside. It was leaking through the skylight. She took out all the plastic containers to collect the rainwater. Afterwards, the woman took a sip of the rainwater with both hands. Then she rips open a can. But then a self-help idea came to her. When the rain clears, the woman tied a bag to the opening in the steel plate. And then, she grabbed the bag with both hands and yanked it down as hard as she could. And it opened up a gap. She continued to drag the skylight gap with all her might. Warm sunlight shone in. At that moment, she couldn't help but cry with joy. The woman climbed into the container with her daughter in her arms. She managed to get a breath of fresh sea air. Her daughter stretched out comfortably. She changed her daughter's nappy on the crate and threw the fresh ingredients into the sea. To her surprise, it attracted small fish from the sea. The woman is happy to see the scene. If she could catch these little fish, she could last longer at sea. So she found a piece of iron and tried to stick it into an unlucky fish. But after hundreds of attempts, nothing. The woman was exhausted. She wanted to lie down and rest. Then an aeroplane flew over. The woman realizes that this is her chance for help. She knocked down a mirror and tried to alert the plane's passengers with the reflection, but it was too far away to be of any use. By nightfall, she made a fishing net out of charging cables. At first light, she put the net into the sea. Then she dropped a pile of baby food. The smell soon attracts the greedy fish. She sees the right moment and closes the net. After 9 days of being trapped, the woman finally gets to eat some delicious food. Her daughter's mouth is watering as she watches, and with her stomach full, she has the strength. The woman starts to drain the excess seawater, because if the water level exceeds the warning line, the container will sink. She also kept the remaining small fish in a crisper for stockpiling. The woman threw all the letters of distress into the sea. She hoped that someone would find her and save her. Unfortunately, half a month passed without any rescue. Luckily, she had her lovely daughter to sleep with her. It gave her strength to believe that she would be rescued. But that night, her mobile phone rang again. This time, she was careful to unlock it. But what her boyfriend said almost made her cry. It turned out that he had already found her location, but he was stopped by customs on his way here. He was injured while escaping. The woman heard her boyfriend's weak voice on the phone. She cried out in despair. The boyfriend is still trying to apologize, but now it's too late. The woman holds back her tears and tells her boyfriend that she gave birth to her daughter safely. In the last moments of her life, her daughter's affectionate voice. The boyfriend on the phone closed his eyes in satisfaction. At this moment, her sadness and despair turned into tears. After crying, a woman still has to face the problem of survival. In the blink of an eye,